All right. Welcome, everyone. Oh, you know what? I don't have a full camera thing going on. So welcome, everybody. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. Happy Thursday. Screen's just going to come up right now. Let me know if you can hear this. Let me know if you can see everything. I am streaming with a new software tonight. And yeah, the chat, you're right, Johnny. The chat stops being funky. I'm waiting to see. There it is. Cool. Yeah, so everything works. Using now Prism Live Studio instead of OBS. I hate to say this, Johnny. I was testing it the other day. It lost a camera. Like, I was just sitting here playing with some of the settings, and one of the cameras stopped working. So I don't think it's OBS, and I don't think it's the software necessarily. I think it may be an overloaded bus at some point. Too many USB things connected at one point, maybe. So I'm not really sure. And this was after I replaced the brand new video card. I got a big honkin'. I got one of these Mo's. Got an RTX 3060. This isn't even new this year. Like, this is like a 2 or 3 year old card. But it's yeah, it required a certain amount of power, which I had a little to spare. Yeah, so far so good. I haven't tried any games on it yet, but I did a render the other day of a Microfighter, and it took 45 seconds. I did a render of the Capitol building, and it took a minute and a half. Versus the old way where I just turn it on and it, I'm like render, and then I go to bed, and then the next morning I do stuff. You know, I post it everywhere. So I'm just very excited. Mostly because it won't be wearing out the old card. I won't be, stuck suddenly with a GPU that explodes because I'm taxing it, and I won't be taxing my CPU too much. Yeah, I mean, at some point there, I think it's up to 70 something now if you wanted to get a $1,200 video card, but I'm like, what do you have in the 250, 300 range? So anyway, as long as everything's working. The sound's looking good. It looked like I'm redlining a little bit. So I'm going to turn that down just a skosh. Just so I'm not blowing everybody's ears out. And music should be picking up a little bit in the background. Let me turn that up a little bit. This also has like a direct desktop audio where if I wanted to turn the music off for me, but I like hearing the music, I could just turn it on for that. So yeah, the Prism stuff has a lot of bells and whistles. I don't mean to infinite stuff here, but it's got all, I didn't put in like a full camera thing here to start, so I need to do that. Chat works. I've got a little thing where if somebody says, first time in the chat or something, I can say, hey, welcome to the chat. Hi, Missy, welcome. So I can do that. So it's got fun little toys. So it'll be fun. There isn't as much as I thought, but there's also a lot of fun bits. I would like simple things like an outline, a way to outline a source, or a way to, do a few more things with sources versus just add them in there and have some fun. The transitions are nice though. I got this Star Wars swipe, which is fun. So yeah, so anyway, so that's what's going on. I was watching a Generation Tech video, which is a Star Wars centric, talks about ships and things like that. And they're talking about some of the oldest ships in the Star Wars universe. Yeah, I think I just have to create overlays, and I don't like doing that because then they're like, you've got all these layers of like just things. You have to create the overlay in Photoshop or GIMP or whatever, and then add it as an image, and it has to be transparent, it has to be lined up. But then if you ever change like your camera settings for whatever reason, you want it to be 2 pixels wider, suddenly your overlays don't work because they're set up a certain way. I just wish there was a way for it to like programmatically like do a fun border around this thing, and it always works, you know. I had an old setting for in OBS where I just had a huge overlay. And then, you know, whatever. It's not as important to me because I don't do a whole lot of Twitch stuff, so it's not pretty, you know, I'm just mostly doing this. Anyway, so this video was all about old ships, and one of them being this class of ship called a Paladin-class corvette. Otherwise, the one of name called the Crucible was featured in the Clone Wars, where Huyang, the droid trainer for Padawans, would load up all the Padawans on this ship and go to Ilum, where they'd get kyber crystals. And I'd forgotten completely about this ship because it looked very similar to the Defender-class corvette from the Knights of the Old Republic days. So here's your Defender-class corvette, right? And this is from Knights of the Old Republic, if I remember correctly. And this was actually turned into a Lego set. They had a 1 or 2 Knights of the Old Republic sets. They had this one. They had a Republic. They had a Striker class something fighter. This one also comes with one of the more rare figures, this Jedi Counselor, which looks like, what's her name? Barriss Offee's master, but in all white. And then there's like a Sith warrior and a Sith trooper and a Jedi, and it just says Jedi Knight. And it looks like a Zabrak or something. So anyway, as you can see from the search, the image search for this ship, I've done a Microfighter of this already. That showed up in Google. So what I thought I'd do, because this one is very similar in, let's go back to non-Lego. It's very similar looking. The engine block's a little different, but it has this sort of same, this is very Corellian by design. It's got that sort of central T-axis, what I like to call the cathedral build of a ship. Cathedrals are generally built in a cross shape. The myth of the architecture goes they're built in a cross shape, and the top part of the cross points to Rome. So all churches, all Catholic churches, are built in a cross shape, and the altar at the head of the church points to Rome. That's what I've heard. It's probably not true. I'm sure there's different zoning laws or something involved. So, but anyway, I call this the cathedral build because it's always got this, like, it's got a long fuselage somewhere, like a central corridor, and then it's got these side bits. It's always got the side bits, right? Always got these side bits. The Falcon has it. Corellian Corvette has it. The Pelta-class ships have it. The early frigate, it was a Republic frigate. They all have it. So yeah, escape pod bays, they could be used. They're very modular, so they could be used for anything. They are. You could have them as escape pod bays. They're pretty beefy escape pods, honestly. But you can modularize them to be anything. That's what one of the beauties of Corellian ships were, that you could turn them into anything you wanted, right? You could add bits here and there. Honestly, I think on this ship, these are the escape pods right there. So these may be docking. I think they're more docking rings than they are escape pods. So you can pull up alongside and dock. The Ghost is a Corellian design. The Falcon Dash Rendar ship. The what's his ship called? It's gonna get me. No beer tonight. Just doing sparkling water. We're going out tomorrow night with some friends, and I don't want to get too fat. It's already a problem. What's Dash Rendar's ship called? The Outrider, thank you. That's a YT 2600 or 2700. So anyway, this I've already got built for the most part. So this may be a short stream, but I thought I'd try to take what I've got already and just adapt it. Obviously, we're going to keep a lot of like the front end here, the escape pod stuff here, or the docking cross here, and then the engines will change up. So let's get to it. So how's everybody doing? Hope you're doing well. Happy Thursday. We've only got one day left in this week, and then it's weekend time. I haven't really noticed like any better performance with the Studio, other than the rendering. So, but I have fired Steam up, and I may or may not have downloaded some old Egyptian sim city building games that I used to play a long time ago, because those are my favorite. So the first thing that's going to happen, we notice some of these. I don't need this anymore. I'm keeping this one because I like the way it shows the engine configuration. It's my email, Paladin. I'm gonna put this over here so I keep track of that. Don't need that. This looks like a render. Yeah, this is somebody's artwork. I don't necessarily want to do that. That's a small version. There aren't many photos of this is the problem, and the ones that are available are kind of fan made. Like you can, like, it's got like a row of ships. Maybe if I did the Crucible Star Wars, if it would show me a few more. Like here's a good image from probably the show. It's kind of dark on one side though. This is a pretty good image right here. That's a pretty good underside image. I mean, it's pretty basic. It's not. Yeah. So the thing about this one that's weird is the weird way the engines sort of attach. They almost look like fingers, like attached kind of oddly, right? And there are 5 of them, so it does look kind of like a weird hand at the back of the ship. It's a little unsettling the longer you look at it. But there's going to be some changes, so let's go ahead and look at what these changes are. First, there's not going to be any. Let's see if we can just get a basic. It's probably pretty good. It doesn't look like there's any guns on the side, so we can get rid of these. And then there's no reason to have those dots. This front section's a little more flat. So this whole thing looks like it could be a little thinner. I don't know if that's something we can translate to this model or not, but we could definitely thin that up a bit. So get rid of this, get rid of this. For now, we can just do a tile in case we want to keep the shape. No real reason to make it any different. I think with the Defender class, it was a little thicker up front. Not much, but, and it also seemed like it was a little smaller. Like I realized that this says it's a light Corvette, so it is a little, I think it's a little chunkier. Then this is really weird. So I know this ship only showed up like once. But the fact that this one showed up in a video game and there's images all over the place. Yeah, so that's the definition of a Corvette. It's the smallest. I forget the nomenclature for most naval ships, but I think a corvette is considered one of the smaller ones in the ships of the line. So you've got light freighters, which technically I don't believe are even considered capital ships. The Ghost, the Falcon, Wild Card, things like that. Those are freighters or light freighters. Larger freighters could be considered capital ships, but capital ships or ships of the line, I always feel it's like corvette on up. So corvette, frigate, destroyer, battleship. I think that's it. Carrier. So I think this one's a little smaller. But this one feels a little more elegant, if not being a little larger. Like it's hard to compare, but if we're comparing the middle sections here, I feel like this one's probably about twice as large. At the very least, we're going to get rid of these two engines back here. We're going to keep this centerpiece. Oh, you know what else we can do while I'm doing this? I think a corvette is still considered a capital ship, but you may be right. It may be a support ship, but I think it's all still a capital ship. I don't know what the definition of that is. I always felt like corvettes were capital ships, but I don't know. We need to make a Huyang, and I don't think we're going to be able to. I really don't think they're going to have anything in here that's going to look like Huyang's head. But we may be able to brick build it or something. So Huyang, if you don't remember, he's also in Ahsoka. First of all, really weird name for a robot. He's voiced by David Tennant, which is awesome. And he's basically like a really old training droid that he's kind of now the last of his kind. And also he's very, very old. He's trained Jedi for thousands of years. And by train, it's like he takes the younglings that are becoming Padawans and he takes them to Ilum. There's a whole Clone Wars episode of this to find their kyber crystals. And the episode that he went on with them was one where they ran into some creatures or some, bad people or whatever and had to kind of figure things out. Ilum is very old. It's been there forever, and Huyang's been around forever. Why Huyang deserves his own series? Well, mostly because it's David Tennant. He's got the facial markings that were like, that if you've ever seen, there's been some High Republic droids that sort of have that same kind of look. It's very cool. I like it a lot. But I don't think we're going to find one in here to even like fake. But we may find a mask and do like a robot head. So if we did 3PO. Oh, he doesn't have a thing on top of his head though. Like I was hoping he'd have a way to put a hat on him or something. We could kit bash it. Helmet. Wonder if this would let me do that. Because we have him. I wonder if I still... where I put it. If I kept the figures... Because we did get a Huyang with the newest. God, Little baggies of like antennas and stuff are just annoying. Let's see, this is a... I think that's a Padme. I've got a couple Coruscant guys here. Trying to dig through recent, if I haven't already put them away. That's that dude. I need to get the hands for this guy. I need another Pel Krong. I need a brown hand. I need to go find a brown hand for him. He's missing. I've got a ship designed for him too. Stupid traitor. Alright, so there's Ahsoka. It's that new Ahsoka, and that's Hunter, and that's... Trying to see if we've got... Yeah, and that's what's her name. Shin Hati. And I've already pulled out my Thrawn for the other one that I did, so it's got to be in here somewhere. I'll have to dig through this later, because I feel like it's probably down near the bottom. I also did a bag of just Star Wars characters the other day. That's all Lord of the Rings. There's Alpha, or whatever that is. Animals. I need to save that. Yeah, they're not in there. Okay. So it almost feels like... Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to make this. This almost feels like it go on top of it, but it doesn't... Did I do a Crimson Corsair? Because I think I did this guy. I want to know how I built that dude and his ship. His ship was the Maison Martinet. How did I make that guy? I didn't. Awesome. Good job. Yeah, the engines are going to be weird. Because I think some of them too go slightly out. I wish I could get a better view of any of this. Like, it's not giving me an above. This is the closest I've got, and I don't think that's really accurate. I think it's a different... It's close enough, but you can see they slightly go out. And then slightly... It's just... Who thought this was a good idea, right? This one apparently thinks that it's going to have a radar dish up top, but this one doesn't. That one doesn't. That one does. Okay, so in the show it does, so I'm going to assume it does. Paladin-class corvette. Also, let's, I don't really like doing it, but let's move to Google and see if Google gives us anything different. Probably not. With a little better image. Not a ton. Yeah, it's the same, like, weird half side views of this. So I mean, that's a pretty good... So to make it this small, and let's kind of keep this up. $12 and $14. Yeah, docking rings. So to come off this in the back, we're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of... Just move that. Get rid of this. Probably don't need this, or that, or that. So let's leave this the way it is for now. Let's go back to Huyang. So what did everybody... How was everybody's day today? Was it work day? Was it school day? Was it a packing day? That's not... It's not great. Your day was good? Good, 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 good. Build and lights day. Nice. What are you lighting? Ooh. Neat. That should be fun. Is it a kit that you got to light it? I was going to try to do something funky, but he definitely needs a face. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's big. Yeah. Baradur is pretty big, so I mean, you could probably get a good, like, regular office string of lights in there. Helmet. Headgear. Sometimes headgear is in here too. Might be different. If you wanted to do, speaking of, oh. We're gonna smash this on his head. Turn collision off. I could make this a new part in Part Designer. He also has that face thing, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything with that. Yeah, I think this is going to be my luck. That works. That works for now. Alright, so his color is like a light gray. So that's good. We'll just leave it like that. And then he's got like this comma kilt thing going on. Let's just do a regular droid. Droid? Torso? Come on, man. That's terrible. Torso, Star Wars. Sometimes we get a 3PO in here or something. Although he doesn't have a 3PO thing, it looks more like Mandalorian. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's actually 3PO. But it's got that big circle in his stomach, and I don't want that. Let's use one of these instead. Let's do that one. And then he's got robot-y arms. I don't think there's a way to get a pin in here, is there? And do arms like that. That'd be rad if there were. Because they've got, that's a special size and it's got a special clip in it, so we'll just do arm right without a print. Oh, that's cool. Those are like NBA arms? Oh, it's a special type of arm, that's right. Because they're, yeah, for probably NBA and for, is it the Na'vi or whatever from Avatar? They're taller, they have longer arms, whatnot. What is that? That's cool. Hadn't seen that before. Some neat stuff in here. Ooh. Alright, we're just gonna go with a right arm here and just get this done. Arm left. And then, it's actually a little tan. Does it look tan? Let's make it all tan. Or medium tan. See, he floats in between. It's hard to tell. It's like this light tan. And then hand. Hate how far down hand is. It's the first. If I type in hand, the first thing that should come up is the thing that's called hand, not whatever this is. Alright, so then I think it's called a comma. Yeah, let's do this. And then legs. And these will be printed because I want droid legs if they're available. Can I say droid? Nope. Robot. Metal. Okay. And this is going to be dark gray. Kingdom scale. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sure. Oh, this is one of those things where you just kind of have to get it to fit. I thought good. There you go. I'm not going to put him in here because he's... I got to turn collision back on. But I think if I group it, collision goes away. I'll worry about it when I render it. Anyway, that's him. He also technically has like these things on the back. Oh, you know what would be cool? He's got these arms on his back. There we go. It'd be cool to be able to do that. So like a neck piece that says I don't need it to be printed, so maybe it'll be easier to find it like this. This piece right here with some robot arms on it, or just claws or clips or something. Droid. Somehow I'll get these guys on here. I'll worry about that another time. Let's get back to the ship, shall we? Put him over here. Okay, so like I said, yeah, they'd be sticking out, kind of like a General Grievous thing. I was trying to think of something that would stick the posts out on the side, but I can't think of anything. Off the top of my head. Oh wait, yeah, I can. Release. Circular stud that has the post sticking up. They use them to flip. Yeah, that's just called I just call it round. It's a modified round plate or round tile. I think it's a round tile. These guys. Yeah, so in newer sets, what they've been doing is they've been doing this thing where they go like this, and suddenly you've got an inverted way to flip a thing over. They just did it in the one of the botanicals had a thing where you built the whole stand, and then for whatever reason the flower is going to attach with this. So, but yeah, this works for now. That's fine. And I'm going to group him back together. And save as. Because otherwise I'm going to redo this defender class, and I don't want to do that. It's also not a light corvette. It is a paladin. Whoops. Paladin. Cool. Yeah, frying pans are good too. These are my favorite pieces. These, that's a good name for them, frying pans. Alright, so he's good. I'll get him out of the way. So the easiest thing to do with this is just change the color of everything, but it's got these weird engines in the back. That there's gonna be 5, so we're gonna have to space them, and it looks like they've got little bitty thruster things. So let's do no, it's a truncated cone. These guys. So now we're going to turn the filter back on so we know exactly what piece colors are available. So this guy comes in dark gray, no problem. We're going to need 5 of these. And they're pretty close together by the looks of it. I'm going to, for purposes, just assume that they're right next to each other, and we will worry about, well, they're at least as wide as the body of the ship. So maybe not 5, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What if we do 5 and a 4? Just to see what the spacing looks like. One, 2. Oh, can't do it. Oh, maybe. Yes, I can. All right, cool. This isn't going to be the final thing. I just want to see how this lines up. So yeah, that's why I had this image right here. They stagger. So it looks like the middle line goes under these two. I'm just gonna say that there's 3 top and 2 bottom, and the middle line is like in between all of them. But I also wanted to see what the spacing was right here. So like that'll be the midline. And so if we were going to then get rid of these guys, let's say it's that far back. I don't want it to be much farther back because I don't want this to be a huge ship. So we'll do these three slightly farther up. Boom. And these slightly farther down. Something like that. Maybe even like that. That should be pretty good. Then these are oddly square, which helps me a lot because I can use, I can just use bricks and stuff. Also, what color? Reddish orange. So let's do trans neon orange is probably the closest to reddish orange that we're going to get in a trans color for the engine lights. This time I'm going to try to render something with the Lumi bricks or whatever. So like these would be a Lumi color. These aren't going to exist in real colors. But if you go over here, you can see transparent colors, chrome, pearl, satin, and then I thought there was a illuminated color. Glow in the dark render. Okay, yeah. Glow in the dark, luminous soft. So I haven't played around with this a lot yet. I don't know if let's just do luminous orange and see what happens. Because I'd like to render it. You know, it'd be fun. I could render it right now. It'd take 3 seconds. I don't want to screw up the stream or anything, but yeah. So when it goes to render, we'll see if it like overpowers it. Because sometimes I think I did it once and it like overpowered it. But yeah, you want to see if it renders while we're streaming? Let's see what happens. Ready for it to explode? Let's just see what happens with these engines. I don't care about the rest of it. Yeah, so this would go. Not beast, not that. Lumi test. All right, let's see what happens. I mean, this is just stupid. How fast this is. And this is while streaming. Am I dropping anything? My CPU is only to 2%. I haven't dropped any frames. I have no idea what to do with my life. I have no idea what to do with my life now. It just seems so ridiculous. So that's what did we decide? Lumi. That's good. I like that. Gives a little shine to it and everything. Cool. All right. So that's fun. That's fun. I think soft would be a little softer than this. It has you can cast a little glow down here. Interesting. Never played with that before. Right on, right on. Oh, if anybody has a line on this character, speaking of, because I want to build the Defender class. I think it's a neat ship. But this figure is ridiculously expensive. This Jedi Consular. Am I feeling I could, yeah, this 50 bucks with scratches. Let's just say US only. Used, like new, pristine for almost $200. This is why I haven't made this Microfighter yet. There's another, I could put another Jedi Knight in here. The Zabrak Jedi Knight, I could get a random Zabrak. But this is why I haven't made this one yet, because I haven't, this figure is stupid expensive. I don't know what issues I could have, I haven't run into a ton of issues that I feel like were the fault of my video card. I've been restricted in that I couldn't like play games and I couldn't render things very quickly. Like, I don't know what kind of GPU Kodiak has, but if he was doing a bunch of different, because he does animation, and for every frame of animation he's got to render something, and I don't know what his process is, where if he like makes a change, renders it, makes a change, renders it, that kind of thing, and then combines it in After Effects to get the animation. Like, I don't know how he does that, but I have a feeling like if I were doing it with this setup, it wouldn't take all that long. Anywho, so all right, so square thrusters. And they kind of attach weird. They look like they attach. I'm just gonna make them attach, but they look like they almost have clips. Like they're all attaching in the middle somehow. Really wish I had a better picture of these. But they feel like they're these giant clips with these big square things, and they just are clipped onto that center section. I know that's not how it is, but and having them angle out like that's really weird. So I'm gonna need something in here for it to attach to, and despite that being the spread, and that doesn't even need to be, yeah, that's a good spread. I think that illustration is a little different. I kind of like it spread out like that. That looks good. They're going to join in here. So they're going to join on a, and this is hilariously fun. Oh, you know what works? A Technic brick at 1x6 should have 5 holes in it. So that's going to be our joining. So we're going to put this in here. And that's the middle line. And then we're going to somehow connect all these guys. I'll drop that down maybe to there. I'm going to make this overly complicated and everybody's going to hate it. I think I have a little more room to do it if it were bigger. So let's move this back just a little. Maybe like that. Yeah, I have to keep this in mind too. It's already at 82 parts. By the time I get the engines done, it's going to be well over 100. So I'm going to probably come back and trim this all up a little bit so it's a little thinner. This also, these guys may come in a little bit. So it's not as severe. But also, I think at this point, I'm just going to try to make it work. That also needs to be lined up a little better. Okay. So the easiest thing is going to be to not do it. Because these are all coming out at an angle, but then they join up here with basically a they just join up with a brick. And I'll replace all these in a second, but it's just very square. Also, these are chunky, and I wouldn't be opposed to making the engines bigger to make them, you know, let's see, clip. I'm just playing with ideas because I don't know yet. Let's see. Bar holder. No, don't need it. Don't need it cloned. Okay, now how to connect that. This is very severe, but it's the right angle. And then can't tell what direction that's going to be. And then that is going to be and that is going to be so that's an option, something like that. That looks awful skinny though. have to figure out how to do the same thing down here. But it being closer in, I might be able to just repeat this. No. Ah. Just turn it down like that. There we go. I mean, it's not terrible. That's squirrely as heck. But I mean, its engines are weird. You know? I don't know how else to do that. So the cool thing is now I can just go oh, come on. The copy and mirror thing should copy and mirror. Make sure that lines up, because if I move it, it's going to try to... There we go. And this one... this one's going to be... Which, this is probably what I should have done. Because I could move it differently. Half pin. I don't know why this doesn't show me a half pin. Technic. Half pin. What happened to half pins? Technic. Pin. Are they not called half pins anymore? Oh, written out fraction half pin. Okay, and then claw. And then no, did that backwards. See, now what I need, because there's a there's this piece. Maybe that instead. I need a brick with a clip on top of it. Genomang. Use the 2x1 plates with the rod horizontally on the side. 2x1 plates with the rod horizontally on the side. Two by one mod plates. Horizontally on the side. These guys or these guys? Because I was thinking maybe something like this. It's a little bigger. But they have 1x1s, don't they? Mod plates. These guys. That might be better. You're right. Because I could still control them and turn them, and I wouldn't be forced into these angles that these guys give me. Yeah, that's a good call. So let's get rid of these guys. Although that did look pretty baller, but it did kind of lock you into a definite angle. So if we did move this guy, move these guys out, these guys out. What's up, Scott? How's it going? How are things? Because then, yeah, I could put a, I could add stuff to this. I could put a tile on top of it or something to kind of beef it up a little bit. So if we were to do that, just throw a tile on here, kind of chunk it up. Scott, we are making a Paladin-class corvette from, it was a one-off, or maybe I think it was a two-part episode in Clone Wars where the droid, the ancient droid lightsaber creator, lore master Huyang, who also appeared later in Ahsoka, which makes him even older. Because there's Clone Wars, and you gotta go through the trilogy, and then you gotta go through right after the trilogy. So that's another 30, 40 years on top of it. He took some Padawans to Ilum to find some kyber crystals on this ship. And this is yet another one of these great Corellian corvettes. This ship apparently could be thousands of years old. Who knows? So once we, and it's got these weird engine blocks in the back, so that's what I'm trying to work on. Your son loves to build microfighters. Me too. I love it. So we're gonna add a bunch of these guys, and now this guy can twist. Ooh, we may run into a problem. Because they can't twist next to each other. That's too much. So we may have to kind of cheat a little bit and put them in at an angle first and then maybe rotate it. If it'll let me do that. And then And I gotta be careful. Because this, I mean, I can already tell that's gonna clip. So... let's turn it a little more. Yeah, it's not gonna let me go too far. It's gonna, there's a sweet, I think there's gonna be a sweet spot right in between there. Like right there. But even then, I think I have enough of all this to kind of play with it. I don't want to do it right now, but this may have enough give. Because then this one has to get lowered a little bit. Is that all that's going to let me lower? No, okay. It's a sweet spot. And I think this will... yeah, it's not going to let me do that. But... let's pull these guys out a little bit. And turn this guy too. Beth, what are you watching? Beth! Well, it's not colliding, so... I'll have to turn that a little bit. I just hope that it all, like, these, like, the engine blocks all line up. It's not too bad. Let's rotate these. Beth's not listening to me, by the way. Hey, Beth! What you watching? Uh-huh. Nothing. 0. So we're caught up on Agatha all along, and now Beth's gonna go back and watch Agatha or WandaVision, which I think is cute. Let's see. Now this should just raise up a little bit. Just a little bit. And then this should lower just a little bit. Boop, boop. So we've done an hour and 15 minutes and no one has mentioned any of the leaks that we got today in the world of Lego. I can't talk about it, but I'm shocked that you guys haven't talked about it. You know who would? Who usually does? Greg. The guy Greg. So, have you heard the good word about the thing? Let's see if I can just copy and mirror these guys over here. Is it a bust? Like it didn't happen? It's not real? Or it doesn't look good in your mind? Nope, don't connect. I'm gonna put you in there manually. Because if I do, you won't change. Haha. Alright, how's that look? Not too bad. Now we can color everything. It's the Natural History Museum remade glorified battle pack just to get figures. Oh, yeah. So I honestly, this may be one of the because I don't have any Marvel sets. What Marvel sets I do have been given to me or I've inherited. My son was really big into Marvel sets, so he had all the Avengers stuff and Spider-Man stuff. The only one that I got specifically, I don't think I've ever bought anything for myself. I ended up with a couple of the Eternals sets, and I think they were just from the lug. Like, I brought them as loot, and I got voted in on, and nobody wanted one, so I grabbed one. We did one as a draft, right? So I got parts for that, but yeah, honestly, I'd rather them look like X-Men 97 figures than whatever movie thing, right? Or Singer X-Men. Like, I don't want no black leather jackets or anything. I think X-Men 97 is the way to go. This all looks very tan. Do you guys agree that this looks tan, not gray? Like, we could do tan with gray highlights. So let's do that. Let's make... What colors can these come in? This we have to do absolutely available. So these pieces can only come in dark bluish gray, which is fine. Yeah, the Sentinel looks good. I could tell it wasn't a fan-made thing, and it wasn't like... Because, and I may or may not have seen this, but from what I may or may not have seen, their knees are those dumb mech permanently bent knee joints pieces that are the circles with the plates coming off at like a 110 degree angle or something like that. Useless pieces. I hate those pieces. The only good thing I can think about those pieces is if you wanted to make like an interesting flat thing for your building to sit on, you could use those to make like different interesting angles, circles or round pieces or octagons or something like that. I hate those. I hate those knee joints so much. All right, so it looks like there's also... I'm going to put a little thing of red in here. Nope, not down. I want you to go out this way. Thank you. Play it round. I know those come in dark red. See? See what happens? There's these... Some Lego pieces get what I call a superposition. This is almost like watching... It's like watching quantum particles. They have a position, and until you try to connect it to something else, you don't know what that position is. So you've basically become, it's not Heisenberg. Yeah, it's Heisenberg's. No. Schrodinger, whatever superposition is, where you don't know the velocity and the location at the same time. So as soon as I think I've got these mixed up. Anyway, if there's a round piece and it's got any rotation on it, if you've got multiple ones and you try to connect it, it's going to snap to whatever the 90-degree version of that angle is. It won't go back to whatever angle you have it set to. So you either have to just slide it out with your keystrokes, or you have to do like I did, one at a time. So it's like pieces have like a superposition to them, which I think is kind of funny. All right, these are all going to be tan. Funny in a haha, I'm furious with this stupid model kind of thing. This is all going to be tan. Is that really? Tan looks really weird in this. Why don't we do... I've never done this before. Appearance. That makes it look a little better. Ooh, never built in white before. That's interesting. I don't like it at all. It hurts my eyes. I know Darth Designer does this when he's building his jets. But I don't like it. So let's go back to a darker color. And nope, don't want to clone it. Let's all make them dark tan. Some of these may not exist in dark tan. Yeah, like these clips, I probably can't get in dark tan. So let's do these guys. In dark tan. Yep. And these guys in gray. Perfect. Oop, gray. Save. Now, to save me some time, I'm just going to select all the dark red except for these guys. And I'm just going to say color it all in dark tan, and we'll sort it out later. Oh, these are okay. Those are... Oh, these are all okay. Part of the problem I'm running into is these are all submodels because I've made instructions. So I'm going to release a lot of these submodels because I've already made instructions for all these, which might be helpful later, but not at the moment. Oh, and I kind of broke that. I don't think... Oh, do you know you can get boat bottoms in dark tan? I did not. Release. Release. Just to see what it looks like. Alright, so there's going to be these things, which are going to... These are going to be dark red. If those come in dark red, which I think they do. This is going to be the radar dish goes on the back. So this is going to move, which means this is going to be the same. Yeah, this doesn't look too bad. What color? The cockpit's a little different looking too than this. It's way up in here versus this thing. So this is probably part of something I can trim down. That doesn't need to be there. That doesn't need to be there if we don't have a front like that. I'm going to get rid of these. Let's see. How big is that? This is straight up Mario. Okay, so a person's going to sit back here, so we may not be able to get a radar dish in here. But we'll try. It's going to poke them in the back. And that needs to be dark gray. Cool. Well, this is coming together. And again, here's Huyang. I almost don't know how they can get away with this. It's just called Super Mario Chill. I guess if you can't claim a copyright on it, you can write music that's against copyrighted material? I guess. Save. Oops. So I still want to try to figure out how to put these three guys on there, but I don't know how to do that just yet. I have an idea, and it involves 1x3 round. It involves this guy, but I don't think they come in any usable colors. It does come in dark tan. I was hoping it would come in dark red. But I can put dark red round tiles on it. I just don't know how to attach it yet. Interesting, I just put a piece in there just to make it look fun, just to make it look greebly. There's no need for that hook or that clip, but it adds character. Oh, your same thing? Well, yeah. But I have a better idea. I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna use my stop signs, right? Or my frying pans. It's a round plate with a bar. This should stick out enough to put that guy on there. If I turn it, and get rid of this. My brain shut off. I couldn't find the... And this is just a rail piece. I can replace that with something else. I can even be turned a little more. No, not that piece. Brilliant. Look at that. Nice, 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 nice. You right in there? Yeah. The allergies stuff's been really crappy lately. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Oh, let's fill in. I took a piece away here. So let's... do I have any other 1x2s anywhere I can reuse? I had a black one over here. Nope, not really. Okay, so I'll just do 1x2 plate. Make sure that wasn't structurally important. What is this? There we go. Wondering why that was all weird. This is weird already. Like, I don't know what... Oh, it's because it's on a plate. Got it. Cool, cool, cool. What? Not quite that far. Groovy. Alright, what's our part count? 122. Yikes. Well, I knew it was going to get up there. That can go. That can go. This is going to end up being a jumper. What is that? 1 by... Okay, so jumper. I have an idea. Une idée. Let's do plate. By the way, this is not a Frozen Wilds. Ah, man, there's 24 minutes left to go. Now showing the Crucible Microfighter design. Yeah, that's since I was using the new hey, woo, welcome new people. Hello. I want that to be a trigger, like if I don't think it'll read too far into the chat to be able to understand when a new person comes in. But that would be fun. Curve slope, do this, and then a tile. For this bit. Actually, let's just make this a little smaller and we'll do one tile here. Cool. Yeah, I did too. I think what helped is like I had the starting point already. These can be that color. So like all I was doing was changing colors. These can be dark red. Yeah, that works. I don't know what the underside looks like. It looks like there's these little joint things back here too, but I don't... It's so hard to get. These can go. What is this? That's just a square. This can now go and be... That wasn't attached to anything under here. Somebody's sitting there. So this can be a... grill brick. It's usually a pretty decent thing to put in there. That color. And then these can be corner plate. It did help to have sort of a starting point. Round tile. Do we have round tile? I'm going to do one of these newish pieces. That's better. What color can I make that? I don't want it to be... It can't be that. Can it be dark gray? Yeah, let's do dark gray. I don't know what else to do on that. What is this made out of? This seems unnecessarily complicated. Still need to fix that front end. I mean, I still like this design. It looks good. I'm not gonna mess with it too much. Probably don't need that specifically. Or that. Do I need any of that weirdness? That's attached under there. I'm not receiving stream for this. Did I drop? YouTube is not receiving data for this stream, and then your health is good. So if I dropped, I apologize. Apparently something happened. You want this Microfighter. Nice, thanks. I kind of wanted to put like a one of these guys in here, but I think it's too, it's not centered right to then just put a tile in there. Yeah, that's too much. How do I curve that? Don't really need to. another one of those bricks in here because we can repeat stuff, and then I could put a tile across the front. Maybe not even that, man. Log. I think this maybe actually would work really well. Yeah, that looks great. Just like that. I think it's done. What are we at? 128 pieces. It's a lot of pieces. Can these be in dark? Now, ideally, you're going to want to put this dude back in here, but oh, also these pins. I don't think these pins can be this color. That works. Let's see, can I make... All right, take care, Missy. I will see you... Oh, we still got a couple weeks till our meeting. We got 10 days till our meeting. 10 days to build. Have a good one. This radar dish is entirely too big. Maybe? I wish there was a better way to do smaller radar dish. Like a binocular, but with a dish. Clip one of these guys, and then one of round plate bar. Like this. But I don't think this rotates all the way down. That's as far as it goes. Like that. Which, according to that, goes straight on. This actually doesn't look too bad. I wish there was a different piece. That I could attach that to. Like this bar, but this piece to save the day again, right? It's a little farther back. I think this only comes in black. Flat silver. This is basically the same part. And that looks dumb. Wow, what does that go in? That doesn't go in that. a light holder. This must be an older piece that's like, it's got some electronics or something going in it. I keep seeing it, but it's not, it's nothing I really want to use. Yeah, this might be the best bet. That won't go on that. I'm at the size where it's like, I've got all these great ideas for it, but every time I add a piece to it, it adds pieces. Oh, that's cute. It's just a dish. What is that from? It's a new-ish piece. Weird. But every time I add complexity to it, it just adds more stuff. Like I need this like an angled piece that's just like a corner. I've always needed that, especially for these radar dishes. I know this is a solution, like I feel like it's sitting on top of my head. There is, oh, you know what? I think this may be it. It's still really big though. All right, well, let's see which one looks better. Now this one's smaller, fewer pieces, shorter. Yeah, I guess so. I could always do round plate right there to kind of give it a little more. Yeah, that actually works pretty well. All right, let's do that. And then I think I'm going to be done. A little early, but I'm definitely going to like raise it up so I can see these back engines a little bit. And I'm going to show him kind of standing in front of it like this. Cool. Yeah, that works. Let's see what our render looks like, since now I can do this. Let's move him a little more this way. Yeah, it's pretty big. Like, this is going to be on the larger size of Microfighters, but and now this is an official version. Well, Johnny, thank you for keeping me company tonight. I feel like my my chatters get fewer and fewer the time goes on. But I'm still doing the stuff I like doing, so. not a bad render. Cool. Time to post it on some socials. Yeah, so I think I'm done for the night. I'll be back, I think, on Sunday. And yeah, nothing going on Sunday. Really? It's the day before Indigenous Peoples Day. I feel like we should get that day off. My mom will be visiting the 18th through the 27th. During that time, there's probably going to be 1, 2, 3. They may be leaving on the 26th, so at least 2. I may be taking a break from streaming on the week of the 20th. But I don't know. Maybe she'll be like, no, go ahead. Ooh, I've got a thing up here. What does that say? Yeah, I don't know what this is. This is... Health is good. Health is good. You're not receiving data from this stream. I don't know. Thanks for the notice. Can I clear those? Guess not. All right. But yeah, I'll be back Sunday to do either more of this. I have a thing. What I'll probably try to do is the Thundercloud people wanted to do something smaller. So I might try to adapt. I know I said I was going to do this already, but I might try to adapt the size of the Yellow Submarine set into a sandwichy kind of thing. So I may be using that as inspiration, input. I'll have the setup here with me. And I'll try to do something in studio. Something a little smaller, a little more manageable. I still am working on the instructions for them, but I'll get that done on my own time. Don't need to bore stream watching with that, but all right, cool. Well, thanks for hanging out, and you guys have a great rest of your week. Have a good weekend coming up. Cooler weather is approaching, so I hope you all get out and enjoy the cooler weather. Make sure to get your Halloween decorations up and start buying candy and start getting your costumes ready if you haven't. So I'll talk to you later. Have a good night. Bye.